Association, while the Tunisia Tune Index is 0.35%. Well, this is it and business. Inyere, you can take it from here.
Many thanks for those numbers, Benny. Let me also let you know that Nigeria's collaboration with global giants in the livestock sector has continued to yield desired results, with efforts to modernize the sector for enhanced productivity and sufficiency in top gear. This was the focus during an engagement with the Minister of Livestock Development and the ambassadors of Mexico and Denmark to Nigeria. Yusuf Jika reports.
This handshake goes beyond pleasantries. It's a symbolic seal of deal between Nigeria, Mexico and Denmark for the transformation of the livestock sector. Now, this partnership is a new vista to enhance collaborative efforts towards improving the many decades of trade relations in the industry, with dairy products and other livestock commodities top on the agenda.
How to increase the fattening of animals, how to preserve their health security, how to interact in the trade, how to do more strained sectors, basically.
Working on feed and fodder management, and we are working on animal registration and identification and traceability. And then we are also working on the use of veterinary medicine and disease control.
Then we have agreed also to exchange a lot of information between our countries that is with regard to the livestock sector, and from there we will take it up to ensure that enabling environment is created for investors to come and invest in the Nigerian brownfield livestock sector.
With the renewed hope commitment to the livestock industry, Nigeria's future looks brighter for producers, processors, and other stakeholders in the livestock value chain. In Abuja, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
In other news, we focus on ICT. Nigeria's digital economy drive is gaining more mileage with an initiative for Nigeria to accelerate broadband penetration by 70% before the end of the year. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy says the initiative will guarantee high-speed internet access and
in broadband to 300 to 500% and achieve 80% coverage by 2027.
Special purpose vehicle approved by the Federal Executive Council. We are leveraging grants and investments to deploy 90,000 kilometers of backbone fiber across Nigeria. This effort aims to connect even the most underserved communities.
The NCC is working to address all encumbrances such as lack of awareness, power supply, and underutilization of broadband.
We will create an economically viable model for broadband adoption. This aggregation of demand will unlock untapped capacity and also drive down costs, enhance affordability, and stimulate widespread adoption.
NIGCOMSAT, Nigeria Data Protection Commission, and other critical partners have all perfected strategies to ensure success of the initiative.
What we want is an inclusive digital economy. That these things just don't happen in Lagos and Calabash. They happen in Zamfara, in Sokoto. Wherever the tourist or the economy want to be enabled should happen.
Edo, Ogun, Kwara, Katsina, Imo, Abia, Borno, and Nasarawa states have been selected for the pilot phase, having addressed right-of-way issues. This landmark feat is expected to promote digital literacy and accelerate Nigeria's economic development, especially the goal of
the #1 man in the fight against drug abuse, Brigadier General Abuba Marwa, the NDLEA boss. The fight against drug abuse is a Herculean task which requires strategies and encouragement, thus reasons for these engagements to boost the morale of the personnel for effective operations while discharging their lawful duties. Brigadier General News.
Away from drug abuse, let's talk about road use across the country in the year 2024 through the instrumentality of the National Vehicle Identification Scheme portal. FRSC Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed says this was achieved through the Corps' relentless commitment to enhancing national security, strengthening intelligence gathering and sharing, as well as enhancing the safety of lives. Intelligence-driven operations conducted by the FRSC in collaboration with other security agencies at the point of registration of the suspected vehicles. Vehicle owners were, however, admonished to always ensure that they provide all necessary information required of them at the point of registration of their vehicles, while emphasizing that adequate information helps in intelligence gathering, which in turn makes timely recovery of vehicles possible.
Energy. Give them the energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. New and improved Milo at breakfast.
It has Milo. Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
Dear Nigerians, we need you to join us in sanitizing the Nigerian advertising space. The spate of advertisement on the online media space is not only worrisome, but have negative effects on our health, culture, religion, values, and life as Nigerians. This has been due to unverified claims, misinformation, disinformation, superlative advertisement, etc. Many people have lost their hard-earned income due to fraudulent advertisements. Many are suffering medical and critical health issues. Some advertisements have abused our religion, cultural beliefs, and some have used pornography in advertisements against the Nigerian Code of Advertising, among other challenges. We cannot continue to allow this to impact our lives, values, and our economy negatively. ARCON is the Federal Government Regulatory Council of Nigeria, set up to regulate the Nigerian advertising industry. We need your support to promote responsible and ethical advertising.
Welcome to Silver Oasis.
Silver Oasis, a TV series dedicated to aging and older persons in Nigeria. Be part of this series and discover the transformative programs crafted to give a new lease of life to our senior citizens, courtesy of the National Senior Citizen Center.
The National Senior Citizen Center is the oasis for the senior citizens.
For thought-provoking discussions on aging, geriatric social care, and issues that matter most to our senior citizens.
Silver Oasis.
Tune in to Silver Oasis on the network service of the NTA every Saturday at 10:05 p.m. Silver Oasis, improving the quality of lives of senior citizens.
Let's talk education now. In a bid to strengthen efforts at giving education and vocation training to all Nigerian women and girls, the Ministry of Education is coming up with another initiative that will target girls in hard-to-reach locations of the country. Now, this is coming from the Minister of Education, Dr. Professor Suwaiba Ahmed, at the relaunch of Phase 2 of the Adolescent and Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment. He equally congratulates and people of the North Central States and enjoins them to take advantage of the Commission's establishment to develop the region. Let's pause here. We'll be back in a bit.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their socio-economic size, of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, one person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. Detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary health care center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Our major currency unit is the Naira, while the minor medium of exchange. It bears the images of our heroes. So, stop abusing the Naira. It is a criminal offense to spray the Naira at events. Stop stepping on the Naira. It's not your enemy. Do not squeeze, ruffle, or write on the Naira. Handling the Naira with dirty or oily hands can deface the Naira. Love the Naira.
Let's join Badi Adeleye for sports now. Badi.
Many thanks. Begin with badminton, as Director General, National Sports Commission, Bukola Olokpade, has charged Team Nigeria to the All-Africa. Olokpade, who was at the training camp of the athletes Wednesday at the badminton court Mambila Barracks in Abuja, reiterated the commitment of the leadership of the Commission towards ensuring their success, as well as mixed doubles at the competition, which runs from the 10th to 16th February in Cameroon.
What you need to do ordinarily as a leader who is not playing with them is to give them the encouragement, to rub their ego, to let them know that we have their backs, to let them know that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is determined to continue to empower young people and encourage them to excel in their God-given gifts and skills, which is what they know how to do.
I've been here a couple of times. They've been here for a couple of weeks now training, and what I see looks good. I'm confident that they'll be able to go out there to do very well.
It's one of the best camp that I've been in, and it's really conducive for me. And
Deputy Governor Umar Usman.
I want to appreciate my governor for supporting this tournament.
There were plenty of excitement and something for fans to cheer as the 24 goals were recorded on match day 4 of the Nigeria Women's Premier Football League on Wednesday. In Ikene, Remo Stars ladies reigned swings. In Umuahia, rejuvenated Abia Angels thrashed Confluence Queens 3-0, while Bayelsa Queens flaunted their title credentials with a 3-0 win over Adamawa Queens. Defending champions Edo Queens seem to be taking their foot off the gas. But let's remind you that the ongoing match between Newcastle United and Arsenal in the second leg of the Carabao Cup in England is now 2-0 in favour of Newcastle, and of course 4-0 on aggregate. It's back to you, Nyere.
Many thanks. Osun State has died at the age of 82. Information obtained from the family indicates that a wake will be held at number 25 Adekunle Street in Larogan at 5 p.m. on Thursday, February 6, 2025, while burial service will take place on Friday, 7 February 2025 at St. Michael Anglican Church, Okiede, Ilarogon, Osun State. His remains will be interred immediately after the service. Similarly, Governor Dauda I will express his condolences to the families of the 17 students who lost their lives in the fire tragedy at the Al-Madri school in Kara Namuda, Zamfara. In a statement issued, the governor described the incident as unfortunate. Underlying cause of the fire, he noted, will be examined and measures to be put in place to prevent a reoccurrence. Let's now take a quick peep at the weather outlook for Thursday.
Thank you for joining us. Thursday is expected to start off with moderate dust haze to parts of Borno, Yobe, Jigawa, Kano and Katsina states. Other parts of the north and the north-central splitting. However, later during the day, there are prospects of afternoon and evening thunderstorms to the coastal belt of the country. This includes Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Lagos, and parts of Ondo states. Maximum temperatures across the country are on the increase as Jalingo records.
Well, thanks, Theodora, for the weather outlook. And that's our package on News Extra tonight. Many thanks for being a part of it. And from the entire production crew, have a good night.
NTA, you can't beat the reach.
It's inherently harmless. It becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
The NTA.
Bilateral relationship between Nigeria and the United States of America is based on advancing shared interest in security cooperation, global health security, development and humanitarian rescue. The United States Department of State, the United States established diplomatic relations with Nigeria in 1960, following Nigeria's independence from the United Kingdom.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand.
We have a very cordial relationship with the United States. The United States, they know us, we know them. They respect us, we respect them. And you know, beyond that, in terms of being strategic partners, we are not strategic partners because we are of no strategic importance really to them. When you compare, for example, to Israel, Mexico, Canada, the European Union, those are strategic allies to the United States. Obviously, because of, you know, a number of of factors, but we are completely too far away from the United States. The United States gives Egypt about $3 billion annually for its military and everything and so on. We don't get such, before Biden left, he approved the $8 billion for, almost $3 billion for Israel. We don't get such, those are what you do for your partners, for your strategic partners who are critical to your own security, who contribute to.
Formal diplomatic relations were established with the opening of the American Embassy in Lagos, Nigeria, and the Nigerian Embassy in Washington, D.C. on October 1, 1960.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect of the United States, the Honorable Donald John Trump.
Trump's first step was very disruptive, was very chaotic. He couldn't achieve most of the promises he made, just like he made so many other promises. And because he is not a classical politician, he has not learned the tricks politicians play. And one of those tricks is to say, the election is over, you can change your promises. But he believes that, I've said it and I'm going to do it, but invariably he runs into a number of obstacles.
The comeback win was unprecedented, having faced numerous legal challenges and even an attempt on his life to defeat Kamala Harris of the Democratic Party in the 2024 United States elections.
The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
It's America first, and it's always been there, particularly by Republicans. So there's nothing you can do about it. What it means for Africa is very ominous, because many of our compatriots that are there illegally will be quite apprehensive of their fate. Whoever is in U.S. irregularly or illegally, to be prepared like Boy Scouts and to make efforts not to be on the wrong side of the law in terms of getting involved in anything that could lead to arrest or prosecution, because those will be the first set of people to, if you have criminal records or you are being investigated or you have bad precedents.
Our concern here is about our nationals, Nigerians abroad. How will this affect them? It definitely will affect those that the government of the United States, under Mr. Donald Trump, will be seen to not have their papers correctly. And there's one thing about life. The people are not made for the law. Rather, the laws are made for human beings. And once we have an assemblage of nation states coming together to form the United Nations General Assembly, and there are resolutions as agreed by the entire world to bring about lasting peace, to resolve all issues, it is incumbent on the gentleman Donald Trump to look at himself, one, as an elder statesman, a grandfather, somebody that is respected in the Committee of Nations, and tread softly.
If you have intention of doing any action, you look at what are the enabling law that will empower you to doing such kind of law. The idea that Trump wants to deport illegal immigrants is not new. He has always stated that desire, and he has always been his passion to restrain the incursion of illegal immigrants. There are two categories to it. There are those that are living in the country legally, then for one reason or the other, maybe due to the expiration of the mode on their documentation they have, they now become illegal citizens. But his focus basically is about those countries that he believes some of their citizens are found wanting in vices, criminality.
Even if you are legally documented to live in US, this is not the time to act with impunity, because once it's established that you are a threat to the peace and security of America, you are gone. Even if you are a legal migrant, be careful with what you do. Donald Trump won this election overwhelmingly because he said he was going to deal with issue of illegal, irregular, undocumented migrants. All Africans, all Nigerians living in US, I wish them well, but they should not eat with their 10 hands. They should send resources back home so that in the event, particularly if you know you are living in that country illegally, please watch your back. It may happen, it may not happen, but err on the side of caution, so that if it happens, you are not just caught unaware.
Analysts opine that he was able to fully rally his base and also appeal to frustrated voters over certain policies of his predecessor.
God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Trump will remain as a master of deal making. But what he has shown with so much power is not to go through the usual process of negotiation, but to put up threats and some chaos in order to get his way. This is why most people, particularly in the Western world, they are not too worried. But what they are all doing is to remind him of why some of those things he wants to do or some of those things he says he would do will not be in the benefit of everybody.
Every country, everybody are looking inwards this time around to see how they can solve the daunting challenges, especially that culminate from economy. Recently, Japan has even found its way into the Oxford Dictionary to tell you that touching all facets of the economy that are intertwined, interrelated. So the issue of migrants and illegal migrants in this case happens to be one of those aspects that he needs to press the reset button. But the challenge here is about the human rights situation. You have a lot of people that are genuinely seeking for asylum. Some are refugees, and even those undocumented immigrants, some have given back to children. The children have already become part of the society.
with fighting against insurgency and criminality, culminating the sale of Tucano jets to Nigeria.
The way you saw was the same one that we saw.
With regards to Nigeria, he dealt with us the last time from his playbook of being transactional. You remember that for years we were trying to buy military aircraft from the United States, and we could not. But when he came and the whole thing was renewed, of course, as long as we were ready to pay, he was ready to sell. So he decided that he would sell to us. Now, if there is anything similar to that again, will he be able to sell to us? Of course, he will sell to us. But beyond that, I have tried to caution that we should not pay too much attention. We should not be unnecessarily worried.
True, Nigeria is winning the war against banditry, criminality, insurgency, and other nefarious activities on non-state actors. However, no stone should be left unturned in seeing that these vices are greatly degraded, defeated, thereby posing no threat to Nigeria's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
I know things are challenging even for policymakers. You know, policymakers are not angels. They deal with issues based on certain factors. Some of these are not under their control. However, if they think more of how to help the people overcome the current cost of living, that would be very helpful. There's no text. Your GDP is doing well. Your inflation is somewhat down. Growth is going up. But the lives of the people have not changed. What they should try and do is to strike a balance in a way and manner that they put the people first.
For Nigeria to key in and benefit maximally from Donald J. Trump's comeback presidency, tweaking existing policies and programs of government, as well as institutionalizing universally accepted norms and policies, are to be upheld.
If we put our house in order, if we grow our economy, improve our human resources, improve our security, the world will come to us because this country is blessed. We have, look, Japan doesn't have one single mineral. It doesn't. But today, I think it's the 5th largest economy in the world. And Japan is responsible for a lot of technical innovations that change the world. From all these transistor radio, TV, you know, those are the kind of things we should do. Once we begin to do those things, once we run our affairs very well, our institutions are strong, our universities are good, and people are not fleeing this country, we have no problem. So those are the things that we need to do.
Do you want your school to be known for your achievements or activities? Then look no further. At NTA Knowledge on Star Times Channel 359, we will showcase your school's graduation, excursion, inter-house sports, community service, school's registration of new intakes, and more. For enquiries and advert placement, please dial 0805-906-0657, 0803-553-5720, 0803-337-4201. NTA Knowledge, learning to broaden horizon.
For the past 5 5 years or more, the world has started recognizing female filmmakers. Female filmmaking and filmmakers was not really a thing initially because it's still a male-dominated sector. But suddenly, women are being put in places that has been able to give us opportunities and open our minds to so many different and unique things that we have been behind the scenes and been deprived of. Now we've seen that this avenue has been presented for us. We are being recognized globally. When we go out there, female filmmakers are now being like put among top 10 of everything that's happening in the world when it comes to filmmaking. So now when we have this kind of opportunities, all these kind of opportunities being presented to us, what do we do as female filmmakers? We are not going to say, oh, we failed at it. There's not been any form of failure. It was just about the right time, and the right time is now. Now that we have those platforms presented to us and the opportunities being presented to us, what do we do as female filmmakers? Do we get up, step up, combine forces, and work towards making sure that female stories are told the way that we want them to be told? Or do we just sit back and still be afraid the right stories that need to be told as a female filmmaker?
There's so much that females are doing right now. We have females in the box office, hitting the box office, and we have females producers now. So women are not just sent to do makeup or act. There are lots of women coming behind the scenes like myself and also doing great movies because we are good storytellers. We actually tell stories in great details and with a lot of soul and heart. So females in Nigeria are really evolving from just the people that are used in front of the cameras and doing makeup and welfare to directors, producers, cinematographers, and sound engineers. And that's amazing for me to see that in my lifetime.
What we realize, some of the biggest films out of Nollywood are from female, from the likes of Jade Oshibere, from Kemi Adetiba, Funke Akindele. The highest grossing film is from Funke Akindele. We've seen these people have actually taken the baton and they're actually thriving and putting us on the global map. I mean, for female cinematographers, what I want to encourage more people is that we should have more female people behind technical team. Like, it's not just the directors, like the fancy names. We need to encourage more females to actually take roles. Now we have more female editors, but we need more of that. What that does encourages other people. You're not just going into the film industry as a makeup artist. You know that you would thrive if you decide to take on other roles that are technical because you think that you give you a job. I tell people that it's not just about training people. Do they have pipeline to actually grow? Not just even train them. Give them jobs. Let them grow. Let people know that it's possible for them to actually thrive in these roles.
The same way that I can go out there and combine with other top female filmmakers, and we can combine forces, partner, collaborate, and make bigger and greater things happen together. So I feel like this is the time. The world is seeing the power of female, and we have it. Is in our hands, and now we're making the very, very most of it as female filmmakers. Yeah.
Our message is that there is a lot Nigeria and China can do together. We have a lot of cultural exchanges, and we're inviting every Chinese that wants to stay and work in Nigeria to feel free, come in and do so, because we have a lot of space. In the creative economy alone, we have millions of spaces because that is where we showcase our talent. Then in the arts, culture, and tourism is a very vast sector in Nigeria. China is a very rich cultural country, just as Nigeria, and we have a lot of things in common at the cultural and tourism level. So our message is that God will continue to bless China, continue to make them strong, and continue to give them the opportunity to share their talent, their resilience, and their prosperity with the rest of the world.
The trade volume exceeds $20 billion last year, and I think Nigeria is the largest engineering contract and the second largest